Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I told y'all that once I got home from work, I was going to give a recap of Miss Lanithia Leaks. She made an appearance. She had an interview with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked. Y'all know Jason is not my favorite person, even though I love the fact that he cussed out Angela. He cussed her out. He could sound like he could sound like somebody off the street. Girl, yeah. I feel like he's getting better though. I noticed that his opinion on some things, I felt like they were changing, or maybe I just never paid attention. He's probably always thought that way. But anyways, girl. So Nene did an interview with Jason Lee. And it started off, they started off talking about the reading session. I guess Jason had an opinion, like most people did, about the reading session, and I don't think it was a very positive review or positive opinion of what he said when he said what he said about the reading session. Nene called him up. She wasn't mad, but she just wanted to, I guess, come on the show and explain, I guess, what she was trying to do. You know what I thought about? And I actually thought about this months ago. You know what I think Nene was trying to do? Just listen to me. Al Reynolds. Y'all know Al fine as hell. I don't care what nobody say, girl, Al is fine. Even though, girl, let me shut up. Al is cool with Nene. He's cool with Claudia too. I think what happened was, I think that Al told Nene that Claudia, Funky, Gary, and himself were going to try and do this show. And this is what I think happened. And I think that through conversation, of course, Al is telling his friend Nene, like, oh girl, this is what we got planned, blah, blah, blah. And I think Nene tried to hurry up and get something rolling, and I guess she thought because she was Nene Leakes that if I get these 3 queens or 4 queens, then we can sit around and just kiki and gag or whatever. And it just didn't turn out the way that Nene wanted it to turn out. I know a lot of people were like, oh, I felt like, well, not some people. I'm not gonna say a lot. There were people online saying that Claudia was like biting off Nene. And my thing with that was like, there's no way that Nene came out with a reading session and then Claudia's show hit online, like, girl, like what, a week and a half, 2 weeks later? It was real fast. And my whole thing was, there's no way that Claudia has that much power to the point where she could just say, boom. You see what I'm saying, girl? You think Funky over there doing that shit for free? No. You think Al doing that for free? No. You think Claudia doing that for free? No. So whoever cutting the checks, all I'm saying is it was a chain. They had to go through the same way you would probably do a show for a network. You had to get the green light. That's what Claudia probably had to do too. So I don't think that it was something that Claudia was trying to bite off Nene. I think that Nene was trying to bite off Claudia. And I think more than likely it was probably because Al probably, was just talking to... Is it raining? Damn, I want me some pizza. I'm not no big pizza eater, but girl, I had a taste for a couple of slices of pizza. Anyways, girl, so I think that's what happened basically. Al was talking to Nene and in conversation, and Nene tried to take what Al told her and tried to spin it in her favor. All right, so she basically says that the Real Housewives is kind of like Destiny's Child without Beyonce. Okay. She said that Bravo has some house. N-I-G-G. Y'all finish the rest. And at this point, I felt like she was probably talking about Candy. I think a few times in this, she don't like Candy. That's what I got from, this is just what I got from the interview. She does not like Candy. She does not like Candy. She does not like Candy. But she said that Bravo has some house ends She never said names. But I just felt like she was talking about Kandi. She said if a black woman tells you that she's been violated, abused, you should listen. I definitely believe that. In the case with Lanithia versus Bravo, I think the reason why a lot of people were kind of just side-eyeing her is because, girl, this is going on to season 13, right? And, girl, we've never heard you have voice these claims of racism or discrimination or pay equality until now. Like, girl, you've been on here for 13 years, girl. So, like, where is this coming from? You know, so it felt like for me it was retaliation against Bravo or whoever the powers are over there. Andy, I don't know. Because we heard the rumors of Nene not being offered, I guess, what she felt like she should receive for season 13. So we don't know. A lot of this is speculation. A lot of this is, girl, we kind of saw this coming. But Nene, you know, when it comes to you, it's kind of like, girl, when did all of this when did this start happening? Because, girl, I've seen pictures on pictures of you and Andy, girl, all on South Beach on Ocean Drive at Palace Bar. So it's like, girl, he wasn't a racist at work. He wasn't a racist outside of work. So when did he start becoming a racist, girl? She brought up remember when she did the comedy show? And there was a heckler in the audience. And, you know, Nene is not a comedian. Let me say something. This is no shade to Nene. One thing I have realized about a lot of people online is that they think that just because they may say some things that are funny, they may be funny, they think that's the same thing as a comedian. That is not the same thing, girl. I know I say some funny things on YouTube, but, girl, I could never get on stage and do what Cat Williams and Samoa and Lunel and Bernie Mac and Monique, you know, the greats of the greats of the greats. I could never get on stage and do shit like that. Girl, those are comedians, girl. I just say funny stuff every now and again. So Nene was on stage, and remember there was a heckler, and she said, basically, I hope on your Uber drive home, basically, the R word. I hope that somebody R's you, you know? And so she tries to compare that to Kandi, who is still friends with Tiny, and they just did a versus. And so in Nene's mind, her thing is, Kandi called me and told me that basically I could no longer open up for the tour. Because remember, Nene was supposed to open up, I think, for Escape's tour. Like, you remember they got back together for a short time just to do a quick tour or something like that? So I think Kandi called her and said that you can't open for the tour because, girl, it's too much going on. It's too much mess. Like, no. So her thing is, how can you call and tell me that, girl, I can't open up a tour? I'm open up for the tour, but, girl, and this was no shade to Tiny. I will give Nene that. She was just trying to make a point of how can you sit here and tell me that I can't be on the tour, but, girl, your girlfriend Tiny is over here with straight up real life allegations and accusations of her and her man doing what they allegedly doing to these women, right? And you ain't cut her off. You ain't told her she can't do the verses or, you know, X, Y, and Z. And I get what Nene was trying to say, but the thing is, girl, like, I don't know, girl, Kandi ain't your friend. But I get what Nene was trying to say, because the truth of the matter is, girl, you cut me off, and all I did was make a bad joke. I was drunk. I thought I was being funny. I wasn't being funny. But this bitch over here, this bitch on some real, like, what the streets are saying, the allegations and accusations, allegedly, she over here really popping the mollies. And so Nene somewhat does have a point, but I think that she needs to realize that, girl, at the end of the day, girl, Kandi and Tiny are friends, right? Long life friends. So it's kind of like, girl, I get the comparison, but, girl, the relationships are not the same. Like, in your head, I mean, and Candy said, I think that Candy looked at you, girl, like she's disposable. Girl, we don't need that. Candy, I mean, Tiny on the other hand, Tiny is like Escape. Like, girl, when you think of Escape, you think of Candy, Tiny, Tamika, Tasha. So I think that situation is a little bit more difficult to kind of maneuver around versus just like, girl, we don't need her, girl. She's just opening up the show, girl. Okay, whatever, girl. You see what I'm saying? Is Candy intimidated by Nene? Nene doesn't answer at first. I don't think Candy. Let me say something. I think out of everybody on this show, I think the one, I'm going to say this much. When it comes to this HBIC, who's in charge of the girls, I think the only one, and I really do mean this, I think the only one that cares about that title is Nene. I know a lot of people think that Kenya cares about it. I think that Kenya just wants people to recognize what she's contributed to the show, whether it's good or bad. Like, we're not going to sit here and act like Kenya ain't the reason why. And I know some people going to be like, roll their eyes, but we're not going to sit here and act like Kenya ain't the reason why the show gets going. It was because of Kenya we finally got some explosives for season 13, right? So it's just like, I think that's what Kenya is coming from. I think the only person that worries about that HBIC title really is Nene. And that's because Nene, this is Nene's claim to fame, right? Like, you can say what you want to say about the other girls, but a lot of us knew who Kenya Moore was. A lot of us knew who Eva was. A lot of us knew who Candy was. I never heard of Cynthia, but there were people out there who knew who Cynthia was. The only people that we didn't know about, let's just keep it all the way 100, was Nene. We didn't know who the hell Nene was. We didn't know who the hell Porsha was. They could be the fan favorites all day long, but at the end of the day, girl, we didn't know who those girls was. And and so for, I think for Nene, because she thinks that somebody's coming for her title, it's like, girl, I think the other girls just want to get their check. Like, I think especially with Candy, I don't think Candy give a damn about no goddamn titles. Candy whole thing is, bitch, what does my check say? What does my check say, and how can I make more money? Girl, I don't give a fuck about no HBIC title. Girl, I could be at the very end of the couch every goddamn season. But guess what? I'm going to have spinoff after spinoff after spinoff. Got another one coming out this year, right? I'm still, more than likely, Candy is the highest paid housewife. I've been trying to tell y'all that for the longest. More than likely, Candy runs the girls. We're going to get into that in a little bit. She says that there are people getting into spaces not because they're talented. See, it was weird when she said this because she made that comment right after, he asked her about Candy. And so I didn't know if she was trying to say that Candy wasn't talented and that, I don't know. It was weird. It was just a weird follow-up. It was weird how it went in the interview. Nene says that some of the girls are making $1,000 per episode. Some of the girls do the show for free. I completely understand what Nene was basically saying is that, girl, some of these girls come on here for free. Some of these girls come on here for pennies. And so it's like, girl, I really can't fool with you because you're going to do anything to get on TV, right? Because, girl, if you compare what we're making to what you're making, girl, you're pretty much like, girl, poor, right? We know, like, for other people, girl, $1,000 per episode or whenever you appear, it could help some people pay some bills. But in their lifestyle, girl, $1,000 per episode ain't nothing, right? So it's like, girl, I really can't fool with some of these girls on the show, especially when, girl, y'all doing it for free or only getting paid dollars, pennies. She said one cast member weakened the collective. Oh, basically, she started talking about, like, for example, with Basketball Wives, she gave the analogy of, like, Shawnee. She feels like it's always that. She said what happens is in these groups, what messes up the dynamic is basically everybody's not on the same playing field. And let me just say this. I completely agree. I don't know necessarily about with basketball. I mean, with with Real Housewives of Atlanta, but with Basketball Wives, definitely. We all saw how everybody could get cursed out, could get slapped, could get drinks thrown in their face, except for except for Shaunie. So I hated the fact that Shaunie was on Basketball Wives. And then when Shaunie got mad at you, girl, she was going to try and fire you. From what I got from this, what she was trying to say is that Kandi is the one that's untouchable. No one goes after Kandi because Kandi basically got the power. Everybody else on the cast can get cursed out, can get, girl, get into fights, but girl, can't nobody touch the beloved Kandi. That's what I felt like Nene was coming from. Now, is that true? When you think about it, I don't know. It's been a lot of seasons. Has anybody ever really came for Kandi? That's a good question. But again, I think a lot of people have noticed, girl, and I damn sure have noticed that Kandi really low-key is the HBIC. She really is. She said they talked about Porsha. She said it looks bad, but she doesn't believe that Porsha knew the girl. But of course, when you start to bring the girl in your house, when you start to take pictures, that's where it starts to get confusing. Let me say something. I do believe that you have these girls and the producers want you to introduce so-and-so. Okay, Porsha, we want you to introduce Fallon to the group. So Porsha says, okay, let me just introduce the girls to the group. Oh, hey, y'all, this is Fallon. Cool. However, I'm sorry. Once you accepted that responsibility of introducing that girl to the group, you ain't got no business fucking her man. I don't understand why that's so hard for people to understand. And then when you start to even look at what followed suit, girl, not only have you introduced her to the group, but you've taken pictures for Instagram. And then the bitch behind you, Shamia, because it was Fallon, Porsha, Shamia, you saying that she played matchmaker. So now you've taken pictures with this girl for Instagram. She's had you in her home multiple times, and now you with her soon to be ex-husband. Girl, it's trifling. End the conversation. She said her and Andy are on a break. She said she put Andy on. Basically, he was just a TV executive, but she's the one who basically was the one who put him on. Girl, okay. She said she feels betrayed by Andy. Nene, like I said, maybe it's some stuff that's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. But Nene, you was the one who got online calling that man a racist and a cokehead. Let's just go. And let me say this. Do I believe that Andy is a cokehead? I mean, not a cokehead. That sounds mean. But do I believe that Andy do coke? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I've been said that. I've been said I think that Andy do coke, especially when Kathy Griffin came out and said it. When Kathy Griffin came out and said, I said, Kathy ain't lying, girl. But the truth of the matter is, girl, half of the girls do it. Period. Not even half. The majority of the girls do it. I don't know where things went wrong. Girl, probably when you got online and called him a racist and a cokehead. Okay. Marlo should get a girl, okay? This is what I be talking about. Nene is not a good friend. Nene was spot on what. Just listen to what I'm about to say. Nene was spot on about what she said about Marlo. Basically, Jason asked, should Marlo get a peach? Nene says no. Because when you look at it from an executive standpoint, it's like, girl, why do I need to give her a peach? Why do I need to give her more money? Because at the end of the day, she's still gonna show up to work. She's still gonna show her life with her nephews. So what's the point of giving her a peach when basically I can pay her half of what I'm paying the other girls, right? I don't know how much Marlo getting paid, but again, I heard that she got paid $600,000, which to me is a cute coin. Bitch, I would take it. Hello? Especially if I ain't got to tell none of my business. All I got to do is pop on the scene, start some shit, and go home. But $600,000? Bitch, sign me up. Sign me up. Hello? But I get what Nene was saying, that you don't, like, who's going to, like, basically, I already got the cow. So, what they say about when, you know how, why buy the milk when you get the cow for free? So I get what Nene was saying. I completely agree. However, if Marlo is supposed to be your friend, I think my response would have been more something along the lines of course Marlo should get a peach. Yes, we've seen her on the show, you know, since season 4. However, Marlo has really a lot of things that people don't know about, and I think it would be great for people to get a lens into her life. I think I would have said something like that. Period. And left it alone. But the whole thing of no, she shouldn't get it, it's kind of like and then when it came to Wendy Williams, it is, I don't know what's going on between her and Wendy. Nene won't say nothing bad about Wendy Williams. But girl, you will talk bad about Marlo. We've seen you talk bad about Kenya. I mean, not Kenya. Well, you and Kenya don't like each other. We've seen you talk bad about Cynthia, Eva. Like, it is so weird to me that Nene will come for everybody on the show. But girl, the other girl on the, like Wendy, she's not gonna say nothing bad about. And Wendy actually clowned your ass and made you look stupid. Wendy literally did to you what you did to Cynthia. This is a real gag. Wendy Williams did to Nene what Nene did to Cynthia on the same exact show with the same exact host, and people were pissed off at Wendy. Well, I don't know why. Jason tries to tell her about the show, about the reading session. Nene, the show could work, possibly. Like, it's a reason why, like, I don't watch it all the time. I've watched it a few times. Let me stop lying. I've watched the show a few times, not a lot. But it's a reason why, like, Claudia, Al, and Funky work. Because even though Funky is the youngest, he's still smart enough to keep up with, or probably even smarter than Al and Claudia, right? So you have these people within the same age, right? I think Funky is like 38. Claudia, pushing 50? I don't know. 40-something? I don't know. Al, 50-something? But even though there may be like a 10-year age gap between them, he's still smart enough. He still can hang out with them financially. Girl, the girls who you hanging with, you have... So she got the Lanithia Lounge, she got her wig line, she got Ladies of Success, she has Swag Boutique. The one in Atlanta is only online. I think she had to close down because of COVID. I think a lot of businesses had to close down because of COVID. She still has the one in MGM. And that was pretty much it. That was it. Girl, this was not supposed to be this long. All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. I'm about to probably go get me some pizza. Bye.